Now you've done it, Internet. You pressed play on a brand new episode of BulletPointnation. The show's so nice, sometimes we tape it twice. My name is Michael Loftus. Across the continent from me is my good friend,
Judddunning.
That is indeed your name. Judd, we're going to do it the same, buddy. We got 4 big topics, but we've only got 3 minutes to cover them, to give people the inside scoop, the info they're only going to get here. Are you excited?
I am excited. It's a mixture of adrenaline and stress. Let's do this.
It's Stress Adrenaline, exclusively at Bullet Point Nation. We're going to put that on a t-shirt. What are tonight's topic? What is bullet point number 1?
Bullet point number 1, Michael Office. Biden's bungling border crisis goes FUBAR.
Wow, there goes our budget for bees for the year. All right, bullet point number 2.
Fun, as Biden comes for your guns with 3 executive orders and multiple acts of legislation. Biden ramps it up.
He really wants the guns. Bullet point number Trey.
Trump pulls out his golden ticket, the Willy Wonka of America, and starts blessing a lot of politicians. Let's see how much power he has.
Pretty sweet Willy Wonka reference. Where'd that come from? Bullet
Your
point
hat.
number 4.
I was inspired by your chapeau. I don't know. I like it tonight, by the way. I like it, lad. Looks very nice on you. Distinguished. Bullet point number 4. God bless the Queen. The King is dead.
That's a sad one, but don't
Isn't
worry.
he the king? I really don't understand because I'm from America. The Duke of Edinburgh. Ferdinand. I'm like in Disney. The Duke of Edinburgh is dead.
Yes, Prince Philip has passed. We have insight. All that and a wild card that's going to be pretty juicy because I picked it this week. Judd, I think now would be a really good time to roll a sweet graphics package. Model pose, please. Here we go. We're going to have 3 minutes on the clock. We're sticking to our time. I have a timepiece standing by. Bullet point number 1. Bring me that topic, then we'll bring the world our insight.
Amen. Lying dog-faced pony soldier Joe Biden's border has moved to FUBAR status, with the president stating 28% of people were the increase is actually now a 71% increase of illegal aliens and their pathogens infecting our borders, which would matter to me if I believed in COVID. But I'm telling you, so far, man, Joe's policies have been successful meaning bringing a lot of MS-13 infected dreamers across our border, man, who are seeking the American dream being getting a PhD in sex trafficking and a master's in narcotics. Things are really devolving down there to the point that multiple people on his staff are now quitting. Michael Loftus.
I think this thing is entirely going to plan. You've got people down in Texas and on the border pulling their hair out going, oh, why won't he say it's a crisis? Joe Biden is getting what he wants. The Democrats are getting what they want. They are getting a river of potential new voters in the not so distant future. I'm tired of waiting for the government to solve the problem. Kamala's not going to show up. She's not going to be there. Joe's not going to be there. I think it's up to the citizens now to protect the borders of the nation. This is a failure of government to do its most basic job, which is protecting citizens from terrorists who are crossing over, from potential COVID carriers coming over. We don't know who's coming into our country. And in the time of a pandemic, no, we got to shut it down. If you have a militia, time to have a camp out on some on some rancher's back porch.
Well, I mean, and what are they doing? It seems to be the only thing that Kamala and Joe have done so far is remove Obama's monograms off the kids' cages' face towels. I mean, she hasn't even gone to the border, man. She's not even showing up for America. I mean, look, there's a reason that we actually stop people at the border, because our own resources come to us. You can't have unwed mothers coming across the border, having and bringing children, taking resources away from unwed mothers from Arkansas crossing Alabama, man. I mean, we have to take care of ourselves. And the border is, like you said, I mean, look, do you remember back when we were doing the show in the Trump years, They had caches of weapons coming across that weren't related to the narcos, but were related to terrorists. So it continues to evolve and devolve and devolve. And the thing is what are they going to do? They're going to build a wall because Mexico wants to. Mexico would probably pay for the wall now. They're like, Joe, look, we'll pay. We'll pay.
Well, I just know we're shelling out big bucks to the tune of like $60 million a week to take care of all these people who are coming across the border so we can put them in hotels. I can think of some veterans of ours that probably have an idea where they'd like to spend that money. Wouldn't you rather see $60 million a week going to veterans who risk their lives for this country and this freedom to actually defend the borders? And Judd, I got to call you out. That was a cheap shot you took at the good people of Arkansas. And until there's a vaccine passport, they can go wherever they want. All right, bullet point number 2.
Bullet point number 2, Michael Loftus, is the great Biden once again is coming after our guns. HR 8, HR 1446. Now 3 executive orders changing, putting David Chipman, an anti-gun head, and running the ATF. I mean, this is like putting David Duke as the ambassador for Israel. I mean, this guy hates guns. The war with guns is on. You can see it on my article. I did it on Newsmax. Great article on guns in depth. Michael Loftus.
Well, Joe certainly picked a great time to try to go after guns. It's not like crime isn't rising in every major American city. It's not like they're defunding the police. You need a gun. Ladies and gentlemen, you've always needed a gun. It is your God-given right to have a gun. Couple of words for you. Shall not be infringed. Tattoo that on the inside of your eyeballs. Now, Joe is probably going to have to move his schedule around because I think he's going to be Salesman of the Year at this year's big NRA get-together. We have got people buying guns in record numbers. The black community, gun sales in the black community are up 58%. And you know what I say? Welcome aboard. Get some training, learn how to use it. Unfortunately, I think you're going to need it.
Yeah, I mean, let's break down the 3 things that he did with these executive orders. They were far-reaching. First thing he did is he went after ghost guns, gun kits. I mean, look at this. This is pretty extreme. It's not easy to make that. I don't think this is definitely the biggest risk in crimes of passion. I want to kill my wife. Hand me those instructions. I mean, this is self-regulating, man. The other thing he came after was shoulder extensions for pistols. Look, think about it. Pistols, if somebody has a gun, if it has a pistol, it's longer. It's more apparent. And they're saying the issue is that you can aim more easily. The issue with these guns is not that they can be aimed more easily. The issue is that the people that are actually killing people with guns, aiming properly is more of a problem in binary bathrooms. And the last thing that we have is the red flag legislation. The real red flag is the red flag themselves, man. Because think about it. Cops and your family can turn you in if you're crazy or depressed, which basically means cancel every future Christmas holiday in the United States of America. But the left loves to have secret police. They love to have this level of control. I mean, this is part of a 4-point plan to come after all of our rights.
Yeah, if there's one thing that makes a Democrat get a tent in his pants, it's the idea of turning in his neighbor. and I could see it in my mind, your joke. It was so funny. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go on a shooting spree. I just got to warm up my 3D printer. And then about 6 months later, I'll be ready. All right.
It's true.
We got to move on. What's our next bullet point?
Bullet point number 3, Michael Loftus. Who says your last name more than me, by the way? I don't know. It's got a ring to it.
The police.
The police, right. All right. So Trump is out on the trail with his endorsements. He's cleaning off Capitol Hill. He's cleaning off all the chaos, you know. And people are saying, well, you know, what's going on with Trump's endorsements? They're making a joke. You know why Trump's endorsements actually work? Because his presidency worked. You know, and he probably also won the election in a normal situation. So that's why he's here. He's just backing patriots and loyalists to conservatism. He's done it to, we had Ron Johnson, Rand Paul, Mo Brooks, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I mean, he's really backing some great patriots. And, you know, as long as he's giving out those golden tickets, I think he should give one to Bullet Point Nation.
Who's he giving out those golden tickets like, Judd?
Like Willy Wonka. You like that? You bring back the Wonka. Imagination. So, but it's been crazy that Trump's already got this power back. Think about it in a way. Think about what the media's created. The media's told us that if they tell us a different story the next day, it's a different truth. Well, guess what? It works two ways. Trump's already back. So he's not canceled for life. He's not impeached. He's already influenced the elections. Michael Loftus.
Well, I had a huge Willy Wonka joke that I wanted to tell, but you managed to steal it twice. So I'm just gonna...
Really? Oh, no.
Yeah, you came in like an Oompa Loompa joke thief and stole my Willy Wonka thunder. Listen, here's the thing with Trump and the golden tickets. They're his tickets to get out. Like there's no discussion about whose party it is. And I wouldn't even, and listen, the Republicans better at least, if they're waffling, they better at least pretend to get on board, because no one else is in charge. No one else has motivated America like this since I've been on the planet, really. 75 legitimate million votes, record black numbers, record Hispanic numbers. People turned out in droves because he was making America great again. And if there's one person I trust to do it again, that would be Big D to the Big T Trump. He's the man. Let's get him and DeSantis in there. Let's do a Trump DeSantis TD for the win, America.
Yeah. Is that time? Oh, yeah, that's time. That's time. So, this is bullet points. So I'm going to cede my time and move on.
All right.
Stress adrenaline. Moving on.
Stress adrenaline's a keeper. What's our next bullet point?
Our next bullet point, Michael Loftus, is Ding Dong, the Prince of Edinburgh is dead. Crazy ending here. After 99 years, yes, there we go. I think that's amazing. Michael, this is, I'm an Anglophile. I love the royal family. I think what we all have to pay our respects, because the Queen not only lost her husband, but a cousin. They say that if you think about these people's family family tree, it's a circle. I mean, we've got people from Germany who have been, people with Austria who have been cross-mating with England. But, at the same time, this symbolic monarchy has carried the heritage of democracy along with it. I mean, there's a lot of problems with neocolonialism. Most Americans are disgusted by the elements of classism here. But at the same time, this guy did a lot of good. It did a lot of good in the world. I mean, he was 780 NPOs, a decorated war veteran twice. Definitely kind of a classist. Maybe even, I don't want to use the R word, but it's possible. But he did a lot of good in the world. Michael Loftus.
In the great game of musical chairs that we call royalty, this guy and Queen Elizabeth are the great big winners. You got to think about it. Almost every country in Europe had a king or a queen. They're all gone. In that great big game of musical chairs, Philip and Elizabeth were the last ones standing. And to me, I got to give credit where credit's due. This dude sucked it up and decided it. He stood and supported his wife for decades, being the second, living in her shadow, just trying to keep it going. Like some institutions are great. And I like to I'm not a huge Royals fan, other than the Kansas City Royals. But this guy, he and Elizabeth kept it going. He'll be missed. I seriously, I have a lot of respect for a guy that can just day in and day out just put his pants on and show up and keep it going. Oddly enough, this news just crossed the wire. They did an autopsy, and his cause of death was Meghan Markle being a bitch.
That's funny, man. Look, and this guy did humanize the throne. I mean, the thing is, you're a conservative. I'm a conservative. We stand with Israel for being the birthplace of Judeo-Christian society, and we stand with the English for being the source of the Magna Carta, which influenced with the Enlightenment age, and the French actually liberated us from them, right? But it influenced and created this Goldilocks thing called America. So we don't go around and tear down statues. We don't spit in the face of tradition. I mean, there's so many amazing things that have come out of England besides the Beatles. It's like there's so much heritage and wealth for us. And, we look back and we're grateful for that. So I think it's great. I do wish them peace. I hope the transition to heaven isn't hard, because I'm sure there's not as many foot servants and prepared meals for him. But God bless the Prince Philip.
But right now in heaven, he's meeting everybody. He's like, oh, Jimi Hendrix, good to see you again. Rock on, brother. All right.
All right, it's that time of our show where we talk about ourselves. Michael Loftus, tell us what's going on in your world.
I am spitting hot fire every single day at theloftusparty.com. I'm writing stuff. I'm posting videos. Contributors are posting stories. We're reviewing movies. It is all that and a bag of chips. And this bag of chips is full all the way to the top, like a Pringles can. I'm having fun. I was just on the Greg Gutfeld show. I was happy. They decided they had their first week of production. They called up the crafty left-hander. They're like, Loftus, come on in here. We had a blast. And the fun just continues. It's almost as fun, Judd, as having a book and a column I write every week at Newsmax, and being on these Newsmax shows every week, such as yourself. What's that like?
Well, besides being a columnist and a contributor, I'd like to be more of a capitalist, because we're definitely doing our work for conservatism, because I've got this triple alliteration problem. We're doing it for a lot of love and passion. Those guys are great. Been an honor to be doing it. Here we are, episode 101, America. Thanks for coming along. More Trump fairy dust, please, to get our numbers up. It's good to be here. And, the book's great, man. It continues to get us on. I'm on National Report on Thursday. American Agenda's Happy Hour on Friday, which is kind of where they're going toward the Gutfeld thing, to have a little bit more fun. I don't know if they know what to do with me yet, because I'm like I think I'm the Newsmax smartass. I don't really, if I found my place there. We're having a good time, and they keep calling me back. So, and check out our new Sidewinder. Our new sidebar called Unapologetic, which is me working on my old comedy chops under the wings of the great Loftino. Will be here every week as well. So that being said,
we got to celebrate. It's our 101st. We like to call this our Dalmatian show.
Dalmatian.
All right. Let's
forget our spotted past. Let's move forward.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Or honoring Prince Philip, let's have some spotted dick. All right, moving on to the wild card that Michael Loftus got to choose today. So it's not going to be, basically nerdy. Take it away, Michael.
We witnessed something a little crazy the other night when Hunter Biden sat down with a hardcore interview with Jimmy Kimmel. The left is busy starting the new narrative. We're all supposed to sit back and go, oh, Hunter, what a horrible life. How brave you are for fighting your addiction. Well, guess what? A lot of people battle with addiction every single day, and they aren't put on the board of Amtrak. They aren't put on the board of Burisma. They aren't given millions and millions of dollars from China. They aren't moving money all around to who knows where, to their dad, to their uncle, working their family like a crime syndicate. Hunter Biden is a criminal. Now, the FBI might be dragging their feet. They've had that laptop since 2018. And I think they just want it all to settle down. They don't want us to talk about Burisma. They don't want us to talk about the deals with China. They want us all to sit back and go, oh, isn't it great how he battled addiction? The guy couldn't remember where he left his laptop. Do you think he showed up at Burisma for the board meetings at the top of his game? No, my friends. Investigate, investigate, investigate. The Biden family is like a mafia crime family.
Nothing harder than fighting yourself up from the top. This guy has had a charmed life. And I mean charmed, I mean full of cocaine and amphetamines and prostitutes. Look, if you think about it, to the 2019 Presidential Transition
Act. Just like
Act.
the cereal.
Yeah, right. Actually, it's good with a cereal.
Little marshmallow prostitutes.
That's what the frosting is. Better shared with the prostitute in the morning, by the way. So, but if you look at, this guy doesn't have a sex tape. This guy has a sex catalog. If you look at how many pictures dropped, this guy's athletics, whatever you want to call, are crazy. I know more about his moles then I should know, because I was I looked. I mean, there's some close-ups there. And I don't know any casual crack users, bro. I mean, it takes people years to become virtuous, deep, and noble people. Suddenly, this guy's okay. Shame on Jimmy Kimmel. This guy is like you said, he's a criminal in the likes of Jack Dorsey. He's an enemy of the state. And it says in the 2019 Presidential Act that he was they were supposed to take a pledge in writing that nobody was involved with foreign interference. Biden shouldn't have even been elected. And if big tech hadn't canceled the laptop in any other era or time because Trump's tweets hurt people's feelings, then we would have a different president right now. We would have the same disgust as we had with Hillary. People at the end were like, I just can't do it. There's too much scandal. If we had let that scandal out and explored it, this guy wouldn't even be there. So I agree. I mean, look, I think the only thing, Kimmel should be asking him questions like, hey, is your dad going to keep the border open long enough for you to get enough cocaine to keep up your habit? But obviously this guy can't even read his questions through his blackface. And this is another thing. We're forgetting Jimmy Kimmel's blackface. That's the ultimate cancellation in Hollywood. But it's this moral relativistic weird world where we don't hold anybody accountable anymore. And, I hate to say it, but I don't like to see people get canceled, but people who disinform as much as Kimmel do, they should be held more accountable for how they treat these people.
Yeah, fired. Hopefully, Hunter dedicated the book to his dad. What a life! What a life! I'd love to stay and party and smoke some more crack. I can't remember the stripper that I just impregnated. I've been awake for about a week and a half. I got to hit a board meeting and make a couple $100,000. What a life. Nice gig if you can get it. Judd, this was an outstanding show. I always enjoy them, but I'm especially enjoying 101, our Dalmatian show. Are we going to be able to top this?
I think yes, actually. Every week is an evolution. Come back to Bullet Point Nation. Get out of the matrix. Michael, take us home.
You guys, you're wonderful. You're beautiful. We love that you're standing up for America and that you are standing up for yourself. We'll see you next time on an all-new Bullet Point Nation.
God bless you. God bless America. God bless TV. We'll see you next week.